Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over the top 5 mistakes beginners make in the gym. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like the video if you can, and if there are any questions you have, make sure you drop them in the comment section below and I can answer them on these videos. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the top 5 mistakes beginners make in the gym. So I'm going to get straight into it. Number 1 is form technique. So obviously being a beginner in the gym, you're not going to have the form and technique nailed down straight away. Some movements might be natural to you and you might be good at straight away, but a lot of it is the form. So just make sure that, especially at the start when you're doing machines and free weights, that you just don't focus on going heavy and you're just focusing on the movement of, your limbs, your joints and that type of thing. At the end of the day, you want to get the movement right before you then take the next level up. Number 2 is not warming up. So what I mean by this is I don't mean that you have to, go and do 20 minutes on the bike and then do loads of stretches, loads of band work, foam rolling and all this stuff. I don't mean that. But in terms of weightlifting, technically you don't really need to warm up as long as you kind of do some really light sets prior to your working sets. So what I mean by this is if you're new to the gym and say you're doing a leg day and you go straight to the leg press, for example, you want to definitely have 2 to 3 sets, not till failure, but of gradual weight increases. So you might want to stick just 1 plate each side, probably do 10 reps. I know it's really easy, but you get the full range of motion up and down and you're warming up not just the muscles, but it's the joints themselves, okay? Often I see people kind of doing this, but what they're doing is they're starting too heavy. So they will start probably on half the weight that they would normally do and they wouldn't do any lighter. And it's probably like an ego thing, I think, in terms of, oh, no, I don't want to be seen doing that way. I can do this weight, so I'm going to start with this weight. At the end of the day, no one really cares. You need to start really light, make sure, the hips, knees, ankles, especially on the leg press, things like even barbell squats, if you started with those. Just, again, start with body weight, start with the bar, and do 2-3 sets. They don't need to be till failure, but they can be sets of probably around 6-8 reps, paused reps, slow negatives, and it really does help you for your main sets. Number 3 is lifting heavy too early. Okay, so when you're in the gym, say you've been going, I don't know, a couple of weeks, maybe a month or 2, and you starting to feel a bit confident, and then you're starting to go really heavy. And what I mean by heavy is you're probably getting 1, 2, 3 reps on some movements. Now, this, I would say, is a mistake, even if you have been going for about 2-3 months, because I believe if you've not been training properly before, if you're going for these low rep ranges kind of early, a couple of months in, a couple of weeks in, it's going to be, your joints are going to be taking a lot of that. And there's a potential that you haven't built the foundation in terms of the muscle to move it rather than the joints. So say, for example, the barbell bench press, which loads of people love, when they get confident with the movement, and this can happen 2-3 weeks in, is they'll start getting heavy and probably doing 1 rep max, 2 rep max. And at the end of the day, after probably a couple of weeks of doing that, a couple of months of doing that, they start to get shoulder pain, and you can see while they're warming up, they're touching their shoulder and they're going, oh, So yeah, my advice to that part is, I believe that you should be lifting between the minimum, I would say around 6. I would say around about 6 reps, 8 reps potentially, and you want to keep probably a high rep range. I reckon minimum 4, 5, 6 months in, and then you can start maybe going for those 3 rep maxes, and then you can do like a 5 rep program, max program, specialized in in your movement. So number 4 is inconsistent routine. So what I mean by this is when people ask how many days they should train a week, I say to them, okay, how many days can you consistently get in the gym each week? Because it's all about consistency at the end of the day. If you are able to get in the gym 3 days a week, and you say to yourself, no, I'm going to go 4 or 5 days a week, and what you find out is that you're actually sometimes going to the gym 2 days a week, You've got a lot of, say, work commitments, family commitments, general life commitments, whatever it is. And your minimum, you're hitting 2 every week, then 2 is your consistent number. Regardless if you get 4 in 1 week or 5. If most of the weeks you're getting in 2 minimum, then 2's your number. So what you want to be doing is you want that consistent routine at the start. So what I would say with this is less is more. Okay, if you can get in the gym 3 days a week and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, no, I could probably do 4 or 5, but realistically in the back of your mind you're like, nah, 3 is my consistent number, I know I can definitely get 3 in. Then have a program for 3, and then if there is a chance you can do 4 or 5 sessions that week, brilliant. You know, you can add some volume into some areas. You know, you can have an extra leg day, you could have an arms and shoulder day added on, or whatever it is. So, and number 5 is ignoring nutrition and hydration. So especially with new people coming into the gym, especially beginners, there are a lot of things that you can potentially be focusing on at the start. You know, you got the gym, nutrition, hydration, you got the consistency part, you got sleep, water, and depending on what your goals are, you got the movement side of it as well to burn calories. So I believe at the start, yeah, you should be focusing on one thing at a time. Nutrition, however, I would simply put this as, because you're training, it doesn't mean you can start eating all the food. And what I mean by that is you can just start having cheat meals all the time. No, then, I don't know, I'm training, I can have a burger, you know, I try and have McDonald's twice a week, or you find yourself going to the shops and just buying all these like processed foods because, you know, now you've started training, so you feel confident you can eat loads more. I believe it should be the reverse. So if you start training, I believe subconsciously in your mind, you start practicing straight away that, okay, I need a high protein diet and I need to have as much clean protein as I possibly can. Don't make it super strict on yourself, but I think that at the starting point, you should be like, okay, can I get in, you know, all the meat while I'm, you know, because I'm starting to train now, can I get in a lot of meat throughout the day? Can I start having eggs, fish, you know, that type of thing? Can I start cooking this? Can I start prepping it myself? Just start thinking about that at the start. You don't need to implement all that at the start because it could be a lot for some people. But, you know, as soon as you get into the gym, you've done a couple of weeks, you're enjoying it, and you're starting to progress, that is the time when you're starting to think, okay, can I now start thinking about getting, you know, some clean foods in, you know, in your diet? And hydration as well, that's another thing. 80% of your muscles are water, so you really need to just remember that water is very important, probably more important than you think. So again, just having that subconscious thought of keeping that big bottle of water next to you, and just, you know, keep drinking water to also help with recovery as well. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions yourself, drop them in the comment section below. And that is all from me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and give it a like as well. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.